The next thing we'll move into is just kind of passing. And you guys are going to, I'm sorry, not passing, but moving with the ball. So Coach Canfield has a lot of different drills that he's probably going to send you on the ball handling stuff. But just moving, you can dribble with cones lined up. You can have the kids just zigzag dribble through the cones, all right, back and forth. You can have kids do 2 balls where they go forward and then they go backwards with 2 balls. You can do all kinds of things moving with that as well. So keep that in mind. Everything doesn't have to be stationary. So continue to challenge your kids that way. All right. Passing, one of the things that I remember doing with the first graders, and we even had mixed. We had boys and girls on the team. But one of the things about passing is that the kids will either just stand there with their feet and they never move their feet, and or when they go to pass, they move both of their feet. Okay, so you need to teach them. You know, if you're gonna move your foot, only move one, keep the other one there, and then you'll teach them the difference between a chest pass and a bounce pass, and then you can have the overhead pass as well. But teach them you want to step so that you get something on it, okay? Passing drills, as far as passing drills, can I use you for just a second? Okay, so passing drills, one of the things that we'll do is we'll just pass the ball back and forth, but then some of you guys can get more advanced and you can actually have a guy guard this guy with the ball, and he has to make a pass with a defense on him, which you have to do during the game. And then after he makes the pass, then he'll become the defense, and you can do things like this with your older kids. And then you just teach them about faking and then making a pass and passing around it. You know, to advance that, you can say, okay, now you're in the middle, but you don't get out of the middle until you touch the basketball. So now they're really playing defense. And you hadn't even started talking about defense. But you're playing monkey in the middle or keep away to them. And you're just talking about trying to get your hand on the ball. So we're really working on this guy making a pass that's not deflected. Okay? And when you do this drill, smart kids will figure that out. I can just throw it way over you. So you have to tell them, no rainbow passes. Okay? No rainbow passes. They know what a rainbow is, so no rainbow passes. And then if you bounce it, it can only bounce once. So if it bounces twice or you throw a rainbow pass, you're out. Okay? And then if the person has to run way over here, you'll see little kids, they'll do this. They'll move way over here so you got a better angle. That's actually good. Okay? Because that's what they should do in a game sometimes. That's good, but it's kind of cheating this drill. Okay? So you want to say, stay right where you are because I really want him to have to throw around that guy. So you can do that multiple times. And, you know, this is just a line of 3, but you're keeping everybody involved. Okay? Advancing further, older kids, you can do this. This guy can start, just turn around, with his back like that. And then when Coach Canfield comes up, he touches him on the back. And now he pivots, and it's the same drill. But you've added something to it. So now I catch it, I'm going to pivot, and then when Coach Canfield touches me, I pivot back, and then I'm making a pass. Okay? And tell them on defense, you want to get your hand on it. Then you want to advance a little further. You tell him, okay, no one passes the ball until I say so. So he's now having to pivot, and I'm trying to knock the ball out of his hand. And the whole time I'm trying to do this, and then the coach says pass. And then you have kids that'll he'll do this. Woo! Okay, you said pass, I passed it. Well, when you pass it, we want it to be a good pass. Okay, so just different things like that. And you know, be smart. Just tell the kids, hey, that was a great pass, but you don't know if he's going to be there if you don't look at him, or you don't know if he's guarded, or things like that. So just keep it fun, keep it interesting, and start with the simple one. And then when you get in December and January and later on in your season, you have some things you can advance to. Okay, every drill we do can always be advanced. So keep that in mind as well. So passing, you know, we do some simple things as far as passing. Is we'll have, you know, and a lot of people don't think of this as maybe a passing drill, but we'll have kids dribble out, jump stop to a line, turn, we call it pivoting, okay, on foot, and then pass it right back and make a good pass to him. And then the next guy, dribble out, jump stop, turn around, and he's passing, okay? Then later on, as coach turns around, you can have somebody running out, he can do a shot fake and go, or, different things like that. So you can advance every drill that we're doing out here to fit your team, or you can take it down a level and have it fit your team as well, okay? So that's kind of passing. You can do kind of the standard 3-man weave. You can incorporate passing into layups. How many times do you see teams who will get in a layup line and this kid dribbles all the way in and scores a layup? Y'all ever see that? So just to incorporate passing, start the ball in the layup line. You start the ball in the layup line. I maybe dribble, pass to him, and maybe he passes it back. And then I score, okay? So you can incorporate passing into it. You can incorporate anything into the layup line, all right? So far, a lot of ball handling and a lot of passing. Keep some stationary, keep some moving, all right? Let's go into some shooting, okay? Let's help you with a little bit of the shooting. So when kids are shooting, all right, especially girls that are, probably up to the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, strength is an issue for them. And guys really young, 1st grade, 2nd grade, they'll all start way down here and just try to catapult the ball up there with everything they have. All right, that's the only way they can get the ball up there. But you have to understand that if your kids are shooting like that, it's going to become a habit. So you need to correct their shooting. And just a simple thing, I don't want to go into all the aspects of shooting, but a simple thing is see if they can balance the ball on one hand without the ball being in their palm, balance it on one hand with their elbow underneath. And if they can do that, then most likely you will have pretty good shooting form later on that can be tweaked a little bit. But this right here is hard to fix, okay? Or shooting off to the side is hard to fix. It's also hard to be accurate, okay? All of the time. It just ends up not being a very good percentage. So if they can hold the ball, the elbow underneath the ball, you can do a lot of things with that. You don't have to shoot at a goal to practice shooting either. Coach Canfield and I can partner up. I can have the ball right here. I can just go down and shoot it right to him, and you can see the rotation. Now, the rotation should be, backspin, normal backspin. Sometimes you'll get kids who use the offhand. You have to watch kids. Their hand should be like a karate chop. If it is turned in, they're using both hands to shoot. It's both hands to hold the ball and guide the ball, but it's one hand that actually shoots it. Okay? So when I shoot it, if I use my other hand, you'll see some weird rotation on the ball. So you just try to correct that as much as you can. I know you're not all shooting experts. I know that. Okay? But just make sure you keep your elbow under it, and it should have some good backspin. You want to say anything about that?
Well, one homework assignment that I would give them is before they go to bed at night, if they have a little Nerf ball or something like that, for them to lay down in bed or lay down on the ground and just sit here and just work on that follow through. Get that hand through, make sure the ball's coming off these 2 fingertips right there, and it goes straight up. They get that proper rotation.
And this is very, very easy to do. They'll understand it. But the first thing, he didn't even mention it. It's just natural. You'll have your elbow underneath the ball if you're laying down like that. It's hard to hold it with your elbow out if you're laying down like that. So that's always a good thing to do, especially for homework. If you lay them down on the floor in the gym, the parents may wonder, what'd we sign up for here? So you might give them homework and tell them that. But let's show you a couple of shooting things, and then we'll let you guys kind of shoot at the different baskets here in just a second. But as far as younger kids, what I would do is I'd actually get some dots, or maybe if you had a little piece of tape or something, and just mark out spots for them to stand in, and they can shoot. They can go get their ball. If you have enough balls for each kid, then they can just move to the next spot, and they can just do spot shooting. Okay, that's one thing that you can do, and then they can all get some shots up. Another thing you can do is you can just, for some of the older kids, is you might just partner up, and he'll let him shoot for a little bit, and I'll rebound. He'll shoot for a certain time, a minute or so, and I'll just rebound. Okay, and just something simple. You're doing a shooting drill, but make sure you give this kid right here some instruction. So as I'm rebounding for Coach Canfield, what you could tell me is, don't let the ball hit the ground. So now I'm, just unconsciously, I'm working on what? Rebounding. Unconsciously. You didn't say anything about rebounding. You just said, hey, don't let the ball hit the floor. So he shoots it, and I'm watching it. And that's a good sign. That's a sign of a good rebounder, is if he's tracking the basketball. So can you miss one? So, and then I go get it and I rebound it. Now, you could also tell him, hey, if it does hit the ground, do a quick push-up or something, and then he's really into it or she's really into it. But you got to make sure there's not a lot of kids at the same goal that they run into, because that's who they'll blame. I couldn't get it because he was in my way. Okay? So just kind of work on shooting. Watch their feet. Make sure their feet are squared up to the basket. You'll get some kids who want to turn. Another thing is, make sure they go straight up and straight down. You'll have a lot of kids who shoot and they go to one side, or they've watched some NBA or college guy and they'll shoot and they'll kick their leg out. You want them straight up, straight down. Okay? You'll hear this quite a bit. You're down here in the lane and they've gotten a rebound, and they're kind of maybe in the fetal position down here, and there's 4 or 5 guys like this, and you will hear in the gym 2 words. What is it? Just shoot it. Just shoot it. Well, what you're teaching your kids is, I don't care what it looks like. I don't care. Just shoot it. Okay? So later on, when they're way out here, they're going to feel like that rule still applies. Well, Dad or Mom or Coach, you told me to just shoot it, and that's what I'm used to. So if you're going to tell them to shoot it right here, make sure you've given them, I guess, the requirements to shoot it right here. Okay? Make sure that they're not triple teamed. And then plus, if he's down here like this, how do you think he's going to shoot it? You think he's going to go back right here and work on his shooting? He's probably going to just somehow just throw it up there. So you want him to practice good shots. So if you get a rebound, cover that with your kids. Cover it. If you get an offensive rebound, what do you want them to do with it? Okay, cover that issue with them. So for some of the other kids, you could do this. We'll get in a line right here. We call this follow the leader. The kids think they've ever heard follow the leader? I'm sure. So what we'll do is we'll pass, and then this guy right here will, basically we call it a closeout, but he'll run out and play defense and put a hand up. You don't have to have kids try to block it, because I know you'll have kids do that and they'll just land right into him. I know. So you can just say, hey, run out there and get in a defensive stance and let him shoot it. Okay? So Dean will shoot. He'll get his rebound, and I'll turn around and I'll get ready and I'll shoot my shot and I'll go get the rebound. Okay? And we just call this follow the leader shooting. That way one guy doesn't have the ball. Then later on, for some, advanced, now you can do this with 3 or 4 kids. We call this machine gun shooting. This is probably a more advanced shooting drill. Probably not going to have young kids doing this, but it's the same concept. Instead of us being in a line, we're now all moving all over the place. So I pass to Dean. He shoots on his own, goes and gets his rebound. Coach Canfield passes to me. I shoot my own. I get it, and I'm passing to the same guy every time. I pass to Dean. Coach Canfield passes to me. And we shoot. We get our rebound. We pass to the same guy. Okay? So, teaches kids a couple of things. Follow your own shot. Okay? Also teaches them, you can work on that passing, incorporates a lot of the passing, but it also incorporates, make sure they're ready to shoot. So in other words, if I go get the rebound and Coach Canfield is backpedaling out there and I just throw it to him, he's not ready to shoot. We want him to be ready to shoot. Okay? So that's called machine gun. You can do it with 4 or 5 people. Doesn't matter. Okay?